Yeah. That nigga be cruising me. Yeah. Hey. I'm shameless, so shameless. When my dogs on the block, it was dangerous. Take a girl out to eat and she's paying. I'm shameless, so shameless. I'ma go hit Tahoe up. Come bring the Tahoe truck, body bags on body bags. Come pick this garbage up. DJ mixing in the booth, he leaving traumaed up. I ain't got no time to waste. Let's get these commas up. I'm sitting in class, I can't even focus. Looking at cheese, hoping that she don't notice. Titty sit right, that ass be poking. I'm sitting in the front cause I gotta be the closest. I'm just waiting for the bell, let everybody leave. I passed with an A, but left her with a D. I'm shameless, so shameless.
Yes.
The
way guys can get away with anything. I say some shit. Oh, cancel him. He's a piece of shit. He's the anti.
What are you talking about? Niggas was
just everything
going in on me for hours. People with ugly ass families talking shit about me.
Ugly ass families.
It's kind of like
what? You just told men to go die.
I didn't tell them to go die.
You actually literally did.
That's all. I said.
It's nuts to me that you said that you actually thought that was cool to say.
You said it with me.
Oh, I said so. We're supposed to just die.
No. No. Before I said go die in the war, we said it together. We were in unison. I've watched it several times. We were there together. We did this together.
No, we're not there together. Don't bring me in on it. That's almost like me saying angry black woman and you laughed. Nobody cared that you laughed. I was like, yo, she laughed.
I did.
She supported the joke.
Right.
Nobody cared. Yeah. He's a piece of shit. Him
alone by himself. Thank you, Melly baby.
Very alone.
You Extremely alone.
What is it?
But I always defend you, so why do you feel alone?
I defended you too.
All right, we defend each other, so why would you ever feel alone if this is what we do? Traum the one that leave us alone. We get dragged in the Traum
defended me as well.
Once. You ain't never defend me. Where were you when people was coming for me?
I didn't. Well,
what did they say about you?
It didn't seem to be that harsh, from what I saw. Maybe I need to double back. You know what I mean?
It actually isn't traveling. Fucking it isn't going from website to website.
Yeah, your shit be going crazy. Niggas love negativity because that shit that you said about fatherhood, radio silence. Yeah, nobody cared. Nobody
did you see that TikTok? Boring. I'm like, I love being a father. It makes me feel whole. I give them such a positivity. People were like, womp.
Right. Nobody. Nigga had like 2 comments.
That's 4 comments. In a week.
Yo, that shit goes crazy. So I'm not the problem. It's the masses. They're the problem.
It's the algorithm.
It's not the algorithm. They like negativity. Like niggas like to be angry. Like niggas literally only associate with things that make them upset. Yeah. And they do it all the time. Every time we say something a little bit dark, sarcastic, give them a little satire, whatever, everybody is arguing.
This is a Suck My Dick podcast.
Respectfully.
Also disrespectfully.
Very disrespectful.
It just depending on how you. We like to talk shit. This is what we do. We talk shit to each other. Before you come over here and start judging, oh, this is inappropriate. This is suck my dick first.
First and foremost.
First things first.
This is an entertainment show. This is we just like talking shit. We're not trying to trigger nobody's PTSD. By the way, I was talking to somebody this week. Talking to Tanae this week. I only get. All right, I'm. God damn it!
What happened? She gave up my ticket yet?
I'm about to do it again. I'm about to do it again.
Where's she at?
Do women?
Bring it in the new year. Nigga ain't say Happy New Year. How y'all doing? Nothing. Go ahead. Do women? What do women do?
Coming back.
What?
I didn't even introduce yet, right?
Nothing. Nothing. Straight vibes. Just about to throw your girlfriend under the bus. Go ahead.
Do most women, especially good-looking women?
What? Oh, so we isolating the ugly ones already.
I said mostly.
Mostly good-looking. So
all right. So
the average ones
you know
get
what?
into.
Let's take off the good-looking, because I think most women, because it's just different levels, suffer from PTSD from dating.
Oh. Yeah, but I think most people. I don't think that's a woman thing, because niggas How long it took you to get over that girl that broke up with you in middle school?
Monique?
Yeah. Yeah.
I got my get back though. How long was that later? I think 8-9 years later. How
You
long
held
was
on to that shit for almost a decade.
that? Now the thing.
This is people.
Okay. Welcome back to So Shameless. That's it. I'm leaving it alone. I don't have the energy. Welcome to fucking 2023. We are not all. First of all, I don't know what's happening. We going back from week to week. We just felt Dodge, me, Traum. We wanted to record something. We missed the show. Dodge was extremely happy. Was you quitting? You was quitting?
I was extremely happy.
You was happy to come back. You was like, I don't know if I was gonna make it back.
Yeah, I wasn't quitting, but it was about to be shaky and a motherfucker with like somebody else would have been sitting here for a while.
A while.
You ain't do it right because you're not supposed to split.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, no, that was critical. That was critical. I feel like sometimes you don't realize how much you care about something until you are about to lose it. Like I felt like a ain't shit boyfriend in that moment. Like, oh shit, my bitch about to leave me.
You know, it was the first thing to go. She was under stress, and So Shameless was the first thing off the table.
No, it wasn't the first thing. It was.
What else was you kicking off the table? You was getting rid of Parker?
It was everything. No, you want me to get rid of my baby for this show, nigga?
Yeah,
You crazy?
This is it. This is our baby.
No, it was this, and it was. I'm a coach also, so this and coaching had to go. And that was
when you
sad.
start coaching.
First of all, you've always known me to be a coach,
Wait, what do you
one
coach?
way or another. But I'm doing step team this year.
Oh, what?
So
Yeah.
this
Oh,
year,
that's what's up.
Yeah, this year. But remember, I did girls
so this
basketball.
year, you was including something that you've been doing for almost 4 years. You was about to kick that off with something that you did this year.
It wouldn't have worked. Do you need to it just wasn't gonna work, and I don't.
I'm not offended.
No, I had a conversation a couple months ago. Well, no, like a month ago with my best friend, and she said to me, she was like, "Yo, you're addicted to stress." She was like, "You do too much." She was like, "You pile all of these things on your plate, and sometimes you can't carry all of these things at the same time, but you don't want to disappoint anybody, so you never let anything go." And with the situation that I was going through, for me to have come here, I would have had nothing. Like, I would have been working 7 days a week.
I said that.
0 times off. Yeah, 0 time off.
I was like, oh God. I felt, when she says, oh, I'm just stressed, and next thing you know was like texting,
Yo, I was
texting.
boo-hoo crying while I was texting you, and then you said something and you pissed me off, and I was like, you know what? Can't talk to you today because you like to make light when I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I said, you definitely are stressed. You just text a million things in a row. She said, all right, no problem. I'll talk to you later.
I was like, all right,
wasn't even that
disengage. It wasn't a moment. Like when I tell you I was crying, like I haven't cried out of like sadness or despair or stress in I can't tell you how long.
Yeah, but you was just letting it all.
Because this is what was going on in my head at the time.
Is it affect or effect?
Effect.
A or A?
E.
So the A, I thought it was affectionate. It means emotions.
No, I think it's E. Cause and effect. This has affected me.
I hate that you know things.
I still don't know.
Teacher.
Traum's a teacher too.
Not that type of
Yeah, I ain't that type.
But yeah, it was a bad little moment for me. But we figured it out.
What the mother? What in the fuck is what? How?
They like, nah, you gonna get these bars.
What the?
Yeah, copyright.
Start talking so
Oh, we gotta talk over there. Because wait,
Copyright,
just to let y'all know, nobody turned this shit turned on by itself. We all sitting here, hands up, like
stop.
where is the remote? Oh,
She's right next to
I wasn't sitting on it. It was just next to me. Yeah, I didn't move. The fuck. But anywho, like I was sad. I was real sad.
Write that down, somebody.
I was real sad that day.
It
But
wasn't on for long.
I'm happy that you made it back.
me too.
I'm happy we
I was
all
excited to
made
come
it
here
back.
today.
I've had a really exciting week.
Did you?
Yeah, I had
Me
an exciting
too.
week. I was on Vice this week.
Yeah,
Did you guys see that?
I did.
You watched it?
Yeah, I watched it.
I did not.
Wow. You didn't watch it?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Melly, did you watch it?
Not yet. But I commented and gave you support and stuff like that as if I watched it.
Nigga said as if I watched it.
Toro, did you watch it?
My brother watched it. He said it was good. He said congrats too, by the way.
Nigga said, and he sent the
that's you
message.
watching
Basically me watching it.
Yo, where is it? Remember I was like, yo, your friends, they never. You watched it. I was surprised.
I did watch it.
Why? Because we're talking about positive shit? You was like, oh, okay. He's not talking about dick.
I mean,
Nah, I watch a lot of your shit, no matter what it is.
What'd you
Support.
What'd you think?
I thought it was a really good conversation. I thought it was a really diverse group of people there. It could have went on for longer because I felt like if I had to make any criticism, is that it was a lot of people, maybe too many people. You know what I mean? So I felt like everybody kind of held back a little bit to give everybody else a chance to talk. So there was some parts where it's like, ooh, I feel like that should be challenged, but there ain't enough time.
No, that conversation went on for about 5 hours.
Okay, and that's the other thing. You could tell it was obviously edited. You know what I mean?
Like crazy.
So, okay, gotcha. But it was definitely, I saw like where it might have got spicy and maybe they edited it, like the dude with the
crazy.
cowboy hat. He just seemed like he was offending everybody.
I attacked him a few
Okay,
times.
he was offending everybody. Like he's one of them dudes. Like, oh well, God says you can't.
He was like, God
you
damn.
can't be this.
Yeehaw.
And then there was the non-binary guy. I'm sorry, I said guy. That's completely oxymoron.
It's wild. It's
The
wild.
non-binary person.
Griffin, he's one of my favorite people there.
And I liked the perspective because it was different. He was challenging. Here I go again.
they.
It's as long as you understand that you're trying.
I do
you know what I'm
understand,
saying?
right? So they were challenging a lot of the things that was said. I thought that was good, you know?
I can't wait to watch it.
You actually have waited to watch it.
No, honestly, I don't watch television Monday through Friday. So anything that I watch, it has to be on the weekend.
Okay.
So
I was
watch
going
it
to challenge
tomorrow.
that, but I'm not. What I will say is, I really enjoyed doing the panel. I did not enjoy listening back.
Why?
I hate that I know what to say more than I know what to do.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
All of those things that I said sounded really good. It sounds good. Putting it to practice
Okay.
is different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Walking
that's
through
human
life,
thing.
you know things to say in a conversation. Knowing how to approach situations with those same ideals, just actually, and so I feel like a lot of people dodge Traum. I feel like y'all live y'all words, right? Whereas me, I might know it, but when I get to it emotionally, I'm not ready for a lot of confrontation. I'm not ready to put into practice when my emotions are sparked. You know what I'm saying? When I find something funny or whatever, I don't think about all of those things all the time. Hence the angry black women comment. We was joking. I didn't think as far as it may go. Traum would have never probably said that. Me
Me and Traum saw it immediately. That's why we started laughing. We like, oh shit. Here we go again.
I'm in the comments. You got all of these comments, right? They pinned my comment to the top, making sure that people can find me. All of these dope ass comments.
Word.
Until you get to this one lady who's like, well, where was all this critical thinking when speaking about black women? And I'm just like,
oh shit, she got your ass.
oh, I was joking.
You know what? And that's my. I'm having an issue with. Come on, son, please. Like, I don't like y'all niggas. And I don't know why this never make the clip, but I really don't like y'all niggas. Like,
Y'all
y'all
niggas
not.
as in us too? Or
No,
as in
no,
niggas in general?
no, not y'all. I'm talking about the people. I'm talking about the comment thugs. I'm talking about the people that have no sense of humor. I'm talking about the people that are offended by everything and want to argue and have think pieces and comments. Like, the women is one thing, but the men, like, your bitch know you be arguing in the comments and she still fuck you?
What bitch?
Like, that's why, like, I just don't understand. Like, I could never, every day, I'm so thankful that I don't have a nigga that be arguing in the comments, because you know how embarrassing that is. Like, niggas be jumping off the deep end. They be trying to tell you your whole life story, who you are, where you went, what you went to school with, what you do for a living. And it's just like, how did you even conjure up all of these different fallacies and type them into one sentence and press send to people that you don't know? It's one thing for a woman to do it. We're catty sometimes. Sometimes we decide to attack.
I swear
we
to
just
God.
like to fucking argue. We just like to say things, get them where it hurt, even if it's a lie. But a grown man?
I literally was about to say, Dosh, you be arguing in the comments.
I'm a girl.
Like, I literally,
But I'm
like,
a girl.
Yo, my notifications going on. Miss Dodger Bell said. Miss Dodger Bell commented.
But I
yo.
find it fun, and I only argue in the comments of my show. You're not gonna catch me in the shade room comments arguing. You're not gonna catch me in no blog shit. Like, I don't do that. I only talk shit to people that say shit about me. And if I have the time and I'm feeling a little chaotic, I'm gonna go, and it's fun, and I'm sitting there like, haha, you ugly. Like, and I don't feel no way. You understand? But it's just, if you don't take the time to actually listen to the show, to see the relationship, to understand the whole context of conversations, and you're literally offended by a clip like that shit, it goes,
Son,
it's
they be
beyond
hurt. Somebody was like, I lost
me.
so much respect for him with this. I'm like,
Then you didn't know me at all?
Besides the context of the show, which is important, like, Tahoe, a lot of times your role is just to be devil's advocate or to stir it up. It's not necessarily your opinion. You just stirring shit up. You're stirring the pot. You know what I mean?
Because it's fun to be a little chaotic
I
sometimes.
mean, that's who I am, though.
And then we all about jokes. On top of all of that, we all about jokes. Anybody that knows this podcast know we got jokes.
This
so
is
it's
a
like,
comedy podcast
exactly.
at best.
So relax.
Comedy and entertainment. This shit ain't under education. It ain't under lifestyle. It's not under love. This is comedy entertainment.
So I do want to say about, you kind of criticized yourself with what you said on advice and not living. Listen, we all a work in progress. That's super important to acknowledge. Like, there's things that I know now about being defensive that I'm like, oh shit. So I know knew I was defensive, but now I'm learning shit, and I could talk about it, and I could speak, or I could identify it. That don't mean I'm not going to be still defensive sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm a work in progress. But the fact that you're aware of shit, that's a step beyond where most people are at. Most people aren't even self-aware. And I was talking about a bunch of other people on the Vice, but I forgot to talk about you, man. I was trying to listen to it and watch it and not be biased, and you was definitely the best person on the panel. Like, you
steal
smoked
all
it, man.
shows.
Absolutely.
I've never seen you on a panel that you did not steal the show.
Because it's not just what you said, but it was entertaining, it was thought-provoking, and then you had a needed opinion. You know what I mean? It's not like you were just piggybacking on other people's points. You were bringing fresh opinion all around, definitely.
I'm going to go look for that comment, and I'm going to tell that lady about herself.
Nah, I mean, yo, yeah, fuck that bitch. Nah, I'm just because, yo, at the end of the day, this year, I was saying to somebody the other day, yo, fuck all this. I'm tired of caring about everybody's feelings. I'm tired of being so worried about what I cannot control your reaction to shit. Like, you need to have some sex, some fish, wine, whatever you need to get the fuck off my dick. Please. Please. I don't care who it is. Get the fuck off my dick. I'm just enjoying life.
Yeah.
I'm tired of caring about people's feelings. I'm tired of caring about what happened. I'm tired of caring about the past. Like, I want to be completely carefree in this new year. It's my fucking Jordan year. I'm dead serious. Not care less. Less care less with things. You know what I mean? I was speaking to, and they ain't gonna say, oh, why are you still talking? I was speaking to Mr. Lecco. And I was like, he was like, yo, you just pander. I was like, no, I speak with intention. I know most of the times that I want to affect this world positively. That's what I want to do. You have your own mission in life. I have my mission in life. Like, I want to affect this world positively. Sometimes in doing that, whether it's joking or whatever, I can go wrong, but my main goal right now is to offend the world.
Can I hold you? Can I hold you to that?
I would like to.
Okay.
I would like you to.
I want to hold you. I wanted to hold you to being carefree. So when I see you getting a little bit wound up too tight, I'm gonna say
carefree.
No, you know I like to communicate in emojis sometimes, and they're very random.
Nah,
emojis.
don't do that. Don't just
so
say
I'm just
it.
Gonna, no, I'm just gonna send you like there's this emoji. It's like a genie. I'm just gonna send you the genie and be like, that's what that means.
Like this.
Yeah, it's just like.
Being carefree. I have a question. Another one of these fucking segues. God damn it, I'm about to do it again. In having a conversation with Tanae, we had this long, crazy conversation, and I was speaking to Cassandra, who is my therapist, and she was saying that in order to be able to communicate with your partner in a productive way, especially as a man, you need to have, not especially as a man, but when talking to me about my behavior, she was like, the best way to do it is being able to approach it with a sense of emotional stability.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't think I have that. I said, I don't think that, I think I can do it kind of regularly as long as nobody's around. Even in the house, she was like, you know, she used the word ruminate. And I said, I think I've ruminated for the last 40-something years. The minute I started having thoughts, you was just talking about Monique. I started thinking about that. Or I might think, yo, Traum never invited me to this thing or whatever. Or I'm like, yo, you know, whatever it is, I'm always thinking about it and processing it. And the next thing I know, I'm approaching the situation with those processes still going on and on and on. When me and Tanae get into a conversation that isn't as healthy, it's because I'm still processing how I was feeling and I'm speaking with all of that. I'm not coming with an even, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are you guys guilty of that, or do you think that you have a sense of emotional stability to be able to attack issues that happen in your life? And if not, what are you doing to counter that?
So I'm usually good at that, but I'm not good as I thought I was. And I just realized this like this week. Like I had a couples therapy session. Therapy session got a little rough, you know, didn't really go well.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna hold
I don't mean to laugh. I'm sorry, but
but I mean
therapy
that
session.
happens.
That sounds nuts.
Crazy, right?
Because therapy is like you got to unpack a lot of shit. It's going to get
I hate it.
bad before it gets better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know we still don't have all the tools to talk to each other and to express our emotions and shit. So we put the session on pause for a minute. And the therapist texted us some tools, right? And I'm looking at the tools, and one of it is like resolving conflicts and being defensive and talking to people. And I realized that shit that I have been doing my whole life, I didn't even know was considered defensive, actually is textbook defensive behavior. And I was like, oh shit, like providing excuses, right? I always thought about it as like a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'm going to give you a reason why I'm late. That's not an excuse. But
It's an excuse.
I've realized, like, I'm reading this shit. I'm like, oh, damn. And this is like some real, like, tons of research has been done. This is like from some institute or whatever. And I'm like, oh. So I say that to say, like, sometimes I had approached something thinking that I was emotionally stable, but I'm not as good as I thought I was. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of tools out there that we could use, like, you know?
Well, the second part of the question is, so you're 45 going on 46.
I'm 46 now.
46 years old. You've been living like this half your life, right? If you make it to 92, I feel sorry for you. I don't know too many 92-year-olds that's doing that, actually living life. Sorry. God damn.
Now it's the ageism.
I feel sorry if you. Like, people gonna be like, "What, nigga?" Oh Jesus, I hate old people. No, I forget. Anyway, can you change that?
Absolutely.
Now, you think that you can actively change that when you're feeling defensive? You can actually actively not choose violence?
Because I'm self-aware, one, and I want to change, and I'm in therapy, and I'm reading the books. So you're doing work. I think the hardest part is to be open-minded. A lot of people is just like, you know, this is just who I am. You know what I mean? And they don't really care about a healthier way to do things. They just like, well, this is who I am. This is how I am. You know what I mean?
My problem with that, and Dodge, I'm going to get to you in a second, but hopefully you trigger a different thought from me. But my problem is that even if I know that I'm going to try to work the better way, I'm going to choose the better path. When I get too much opposition, fuck it. Let me go back the other way. That felt better. Because now I'm struggling to come at you with more positivity. I'm using my tool. You ever tried to use a tool and it ain't working? And you go get some other shit? Like, fuck it. I get the drill.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the drill on your ass. Because you're screwing with me.
But what if that tool works? And it worked way easier than the shit you've been using for the last 46 years. You're going to be like, yo.
I feel like if I'm using the tool, the other person isn't.
The other person, so that's why y'all
they're still stuck in their way.
I got to read this shit together.
Yeah. Like, can you use
and that's
the tool?
The thing. I'm like, yo, I sat down and talked to my partner like, yo, we got to go through this stuff together because I'm reading some stuff and learning. And if you ain't learning, then it's going to be a problem because
She's a Virgo.
You could be.
Sorry.
So I had to, and not to talk about our business, but I'm gonna keep it surface. But I had to approach it like, you know, do you want this relationship to work? Yes. If the answer is yes, this is what we got to do. It's not about, you know, whether you're a Virgo or Gemini, whether you're self-aware, whether you into this stuff or not. It's about like, yo, we got to do the work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Melly, you wanted to say something or you good?
Yeah, she had a question. Oh, ask the question, yeah.
Also, if you're in the Discord right now and you have anything that you want to say, write it in the chat. Melly will read it out to us. Also, keep in mind, I will be taking questions and things like that until we can speak on the Patreon. So later on, one of the things that we are implementing into this new season, this is kind of like a 0-0 episode of the new season. I don't really have a format, anything like going at. But I do want to speak to people that are in the Patreon and see if this resonated with them, if they have answers, if they have experience, questions, whatever. And we will be recording with that on Zoom with you guys or reading your questions and answering them in the Patreon going forward. Melly, what you got?
All right. So what is the difference between an explanation and an excuse?
I think it's the intent behind it. And I think it's I feel like if we're in the middle of a discourse or a negative discourse and I give you an explanation unprovoked, it's looking like an excuse. It's another thing if you do something or you have a behavior and I'm asking you, why did you do this? And you explain yourself. But I feel like when you start explaining yourself unprovoked, it comes off defensive and it looks like an excuse versus an explanation.
I will say that I think I agree with Dodge, but I would like to say that an excuse kind of is you don't have no accountability. You don't even accept how you affected me. An explanation is something that can come with, yo, this is what happened, but I hear you, or but this is the change behavior that will happen based on this conversation. So an excuse is, yo, I didn't do what you're saying, or that happened, so it has nothing to do with me. An explanation is, yes, I understand that I did this to you. This is why. You understand what I'm saying? It happened, and something like that I'd be more receptive of, because now you're explaining to me what your thought process is. You wasn't trying to do that any other. And excuses are blanket, like, nah, that's not what happened. This is what happened. So yeah, you bugging. You know what I mean? To me, that's what that sounds like.
Definitely correlates with gaslighting. Like it comes hand in hand.
So I think I tried to do this the other day, and let me know if I got it right. The other day when we were supposed to record our Patreon episode, right?
Yes.
Oftentimes I'm late, right? So I didn't want to make an excuse, right? So I was like, let me just take accountability. My bad. I fucked up. But I did offer an without, y'all still don't know the details of what happened.
Right.
But the explanation was, you know what? I try to do too much sometimes, and I'm working on that. My bad. I apologize. So I feel like, I hope I did good with that, you know.
Yeah, I wasn't bothered. If I was bothered, I would have said something.
In the past, I would have gave y'all a bunch of excuses.
Yeah.
And for somebody that's habitually late, a bunch of excuses don't mean nothing. Even if this shit really
about to
happened.
say that. If
you
it's
could have gotten a
continuous
car
behavior-
accident, but if you have a history of being in late, then people gonna look at it like,
Now
nigga.
it's a car accident.
Right. You just always
now
late.
you lost your arm. Oh, okay,
Right. You know what I mean?
okay. Yeah, I mean, I get that, but yeah, I think a lot of times to Melly's question, I just appreciate if somebody comes at me with something that is like, okay, this is what happened, but in the future I'll do this. You know what I'm saying? I like that. Now, Dash,
Yes, love.
as someone who I know is a Cancer, extremely emotional, I believe cancers are extremely emotional signs. Coming from our extremely emotional media manager, who is also a Cancer. How do you where do you stand on the emotional stability scale? And what do you do? Like, how do you navigate that?
It's hard for me. It's something that's really difficult. I feel like it's easier for me in a professional setting than it is in a social, close friend, close family relationship setting. I think what I have done is I have kind of turned the tide from going to anger first, but what I do instead is maybe a little bit worse. I don't lash out. I don't get angry. I get sarcastic and petty, which is not better. But for me, it's better because at least I'm not mad. So now I'm just gonna.
You're on the verge of mad though.
I'm
because
not
it
on
depends
a,
on how they respond to your sarcasm and pettiness.
Yeah,
if
but
you
like
get
my
mad.
sarcasm is like so intellectual that it just be fucking people up. So it's just funny
You
to
think
me.
that? It's not true.
My sarcasm, please.
It's not. No, I know that you're literally when I come at you in a way that you don't appreciate, before you get angry, you'll hit me with this sarcasm
Yeah.
shit, and it's how I respond to that as to whether we get to level
But
2.
you're my friend, so it's different. Like I said, it's different for me. Work, I got that. That's fine. I can not be emotional about certain things in a setting. Like I code switch a lot. So if I'm having like a professional conversation or having a professional discourse with anybody, like I can keep it very even keeled, even if I'm angry on the inside, but I can keep it cool, and then I'll just go spaz about it later, right? When it comes to family, I disengage completely. I just I don't have to talk to y'all niggas. When it comes to my friends, that's where I get hot. When it comes to my relationship, chill. And I don't know why that is.
I want to go back onto that clip that we used to see.
What clip?
Why is it that when you're at work, your boss, you take it from him? You take it from him. You lie to him.
All my bosses are ladies, though.
That's what
love
that's
that.
what the lady said
Yeah,
in
yeah,
that clip.
she did,
You lied to him, and he's like, because I
Lie to me
have to.
too. Yeah, I have
and she
to.
said, well, lie to me. Why do I get the unfiltered
Yeah.
rage and the unfiltered anger, and
Yeah.
I'm the one that you care about more?
The most, yeah. But that's the thing with my friendships. My friendships are like my family. I don't lie to my friends. I give y'all 100% me. And
Why do I need that? I don't want the hate part, the anger part.
it's
I
not,
want the
but
love
you,
and the consideration
You get
part.
the love, you get the consideration, but if you provoke me, you gonna get the sarcasm first. And if you know that my defense mechanism is sarcasm and you still poke me, then that means you want to fight with me. So then we can fight.
If I have a legit conversation or issue or something that I'm bringing to you, and you come with sarcasm, that doesn't mean I want to fight. It means that I have something I want to deal with, and you don't want to deal with it.
It
So you're telling me
depends.
get the fuck away from you. So this thing is not going to get dealt with.
But we always deal with our problems.
It's not you and I. I'm talking about this is a great representation of a relationship. Now,
Yeah.
Tanae and I think we've been having really great communication. Sorry.
It's bugged out, bro.
You need some water, man?
I think she just punched me in the throat somehow. She in here somewhere.
Liar.
No, I think we've been having really great communication. We had a really interest in winter, and at some point I'll speak to her and see if we can actually have that conversation out loud, because I live my life on transparency, but I don't want to suggest that for her. So let's, I have that. But the way you describe your reaction, I feel like in relationships that often happens.
Yeah, it
so
does.
now I reached a wall.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to use a tool, as I spoke about with Traum. I'm trying to use a tool of communication. You don't want to have it. You will not have it, as Mbaktu said.
I will not have it.
We will not have it.
No, like.
And so now, where does that leave me in the communication with somebody that I love, but I have an issue with?
Honestly, it's tough, and you have to work on it together and figure out how to communicate through high intense emotional moments. Like, I've learned how to do it in relationships, because I feel like when it came to therapy, that was a focal point, because I used to just spaz out, like punch people in the face, all types of stupid shit. Like it's not okay. So I think I learned, but I also learned how to respond when I've met my breaking point, and I will articulate that. Like, if you say this again in this tone and I flip, don't get upset, because I'm reaching my breaking point. Like, I will name it, so that when I get there, it's very easy for me to say, I told you. Don't push me, because I was close to the edge. Like, I communicated that very effectively. So it was up to you to figure it out.
What does that edge look like? What does off the edge look like?
For me, it's not nice.
But you don't reach that in your relationship.
I've never reached it in this relationship, but
As
I've reached
much
it
as
in other relationships.
You told me he not trigger.
No.
You said that he can be.
Yeah, we spoke about this on the Patreon episode, and how there are things
But
that
you won't
just
go there with him.
No.
So what happens to that energy? Where does it go?
I don't know, because I feel like I've only been really, really mad at him twice.
That time.
Yeah.
Right.
The time that we spoke about on the Patreon episode, and it was one time
When you called
other than that. And the great thing about him is I don't think that he ever wants either one of us to get to that point. So he changes behavior like this.
He knows how to diffuse the situation.
Like, it's very instantaneous. Like, all right, you don't like this, I won't do this anymore, and I will never see the behavior again. And I think that's what helps. He's a Gemini. But he's a May Gemini. He's different than...
Got some similarities.
Them June Geminis go crazy. But yeah, no,
June.
he's a Gemini. And I think that because he's so even keeled, that it's helpful. Like, I need that. I couldn't date like a you, because it's too much. We too combative. We'll be here like, fuck you, motherfucker. Well, fuck you. And he's very much like, even when I'm getting riled up, he's very much like calm. Like, I don't think he's ever yelled. I don't think he's ever raised his voice at me.
Switching up a little bit, only because I think the people got a lot from this conversation already, and there's other places that we can go. Again, DM us if you have communication with us about emotional stability. Hit us up in the chat, in the Discord, or in the Zoom here if you want to discuss emotional stability and your tools, things that we can use. We're all in relationships. We have kids. We have lovers, parents, friends, co-workers, bosses.
Ooh, I have a question.
Okay, good.
About emotional stability. How do you guys interact with elders of your family when they do or say things that would anger you? Like, how would you deal with it, Traum?
It's a good question. Luckily, I haven't really experienced it. But I would handle it with gloves. And
that's so nice.
Because the respect is there, and also the understanding, like, yo, y'all, life was different when y'all was growing up. Like, we have different perspectives. You don't even really have the same idea of the way the world works right now. So I have a little bit more patience with older folks when it comes to that. And so I'll give them some grace and respectfully disagree. And I'll just keep it moving. I do want to say one thing about the emotionally stability thing. It's a good journey to be on, but I would also say, like, I sometimes envy things about you, like the way that you can show your emotions. I don't often show emotions, and that's not always a good thing.
Yeah,
Because sometimes I can be so even keeled that you don't know that I'm bothered. Like, I'm bothered. Like, nah, this shit is not okay. You know what I mean? And if you don't let people know that shit is not okay, then, yeah, so it's like you're not putting your foot down. And it's like, I don't like to be angry. I don't like to show emotions because it can get too far. You know what I mean? I'm the type of person, I'm even keeled, but if it go too far, it's going to be a problem. And it's hard for me to dial it back. So I do say, like, balance is good. You know what I mean? You don't
Balance is good.
Yeah.
So we're yin and yang.
Don't lose the emotions you got. That's a good thing. Like, so I want some of that. You know what I mean?
You to you. You see the lady smoking a cigarette? To you. Not to other people. A lot of people is like, yo, you do too much.
But that's what the balance is. It's okay to have it, but just have that balance or just know when to pull back. And I think that sometimes for me, because I'm also very sensitive, that when I get offended, it's very hard for me to pull back. And I don't really care who you are. Like, I don't care if you're 70 years old. It's up for you if I feel like you disrespected me. And that's a bad thing in a sense. But then in the other sense, I just feel like I'm standing up for myself, or, you know, I'm defending myself. Like, I had an issue recently with an elder in my family, and I had to say some things, and I felt like I was justified. So, would you like to have a story? Would you guys like to tell me if I'm wrong? Since we're talking about emotional balance.
Let's go.
So,
Are you sure you want to talk about it here?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Let's go.
So I have a Facebook, I have an Instagram, I have a Twitter, obviously. Facebook for me has always been my conservative website. Right. So old students are on Facebook, old coworkers, bosses, and family, like the totality. Because, you know, once they let your mom and them on Facebook, I was like, oh, I ain't posting nothing on here, right. You know. But every now and then, like, I post things, but it's more like life updates. Like, I'll just post like 10 pictures of the family, you know, or if I go on vacation, I might post a couple of pictures really quickly, but it's not my total persona. It's not salacious. It's like nothing crazy because it's Facebook, like your grandmama on Facebook, you know? So apparently I have an uncle that had an issue with some of my pictures on Facebook, which I'm like, you got issues with the pictures on Facebook? Like, nigga, don't you ever see my Instagram? I'm like, whoa, you know? And my issue wasn't that he had an issue with the pictures or whatever the picture was. My issue was how he went about it. He spoke to my aunt in the summertime and was like, you need to have a conversation with Daj because she's posting these pictures on Facebook and I don't think that, you know, that they're appropriate, and I don't understand how Andrew even allows her to dress like that. Like, why would he allow that?
Why you give him that voice?
Because that was the tone.
How you know? You said you had a conversation with the aunt.
Because he's a Cancer man. I know my uncle.
This is the same tone I gave you. When I was
that's
doing
not.
the
No, your
black woman
tone is
voice.
like very like. Like, I hate that shit.
That's how it sounds to me.
It's crazy. But that was really the tone, and she took a while to tell me because, you know, I be in my bag sometimes. So she finally told me, and I immediately called him, and I'm like, "You have something to say? What happened?" I said, "I had a conversation with Auntie," and he's like, "Well, when did she have this conversation with you?" I said, "Today." He was like, well, I told her to call you since the summertime and da-da-da. And I was like, but let's go to Drew allowed me. That's the part but let's talk about that. I said, what's he supposed to do? How can he stop me? Is he supposed to whoop my ass? Like, what is he supposed to do? Please let me know. But the flip side of that, this uncle has never met him. This uncle, I haven't seen this uncle face to face in maybe a decade. So then it's given audacity. Like, why are you mentioning, you know him? Where you know him from? To tell me or to tell my aunt that, why would he allow me, like, oh, he's a Caribbean man and he knows better and da-da-da-da-da. I said, so what is anybody supposed to do? I am grown as fuck. I am somebody's mother. I wear suits to work every day, but if I'm out doing hood rat things with my friends and I got on a blazer dress, then I got on a motherfucking blazer dress, and then I got my nigga with what is he supposed to do? Like, that was the thing that really got me, and it's just like I said some things.
I want to ask a question.
Go ahead.
For one, I want to say I understand why you felt that way. For several reasons. Not only your history with your family, just feeling like, okay, I'm out here doing what I need to do.
Busting my ass.
And how dare you? You mentioned I haven't seen you face to face in 10 years. That matters to you. The fact that you just had a Thanksgiving dinner when you invited your family.
Audacity at the sky
these
high
things
level.
are triggering for you.
The fuck was Andrew supposed to do?
See, I don't want to invalidate your feelings. I don't want to make you feel as if I don't feel like you had a right to feel it way. My problem is that when it comes to family, do you want to say or do things that sever the relationship?
Yes.
But that's PTSD.
Yes.
That's your trauma.
Yes.
And it's like, yo, this is just if I would have said that, we didn't have to end our relationship. We didn't have to go there, right? Because we have established all this other thing.
Exactly.
But with family, that's literally family.
So
my thing is there ever a time where you feel like because you was feeling the way, you stepped to a situation worse than you would have if you processed your feelings first?
Yes. But am I remorseful about it? No.
That's fair.
So you're just quick to write people off?
No, I'm not quick to write people off. I'm quick to...
He was already written off, kind of.
I'm quick to write people off that have an inflated sense of audacity. Like delusions of grandeur. Like, granted, yes, you're my uncle. Granted, yes, you've been here through the grassroots of my life. But you're not present in my life. So you don't have the space to talk about anything negative, right? Because there's so much positive that you can talk about. There's so much positivity that you can feed into me, that you can feed into my relationship, that you can feed into my life. But you decided because you didn't like an outfit that you had to do this. And not only did you do that, but you didn't call me. Because if you family, if we that close, you don't gotta send nobody else to me. Because I would have received it better if he would have said it to me. Yeah. And I would have said to him, I understand, I respect what you're saying. I don't think that that's your business or your place. But now that you have gone through somebody else, like, it's like you sent my aunt to chastise me. Like, I'm a fucking child. Like, you need to talk to her. And then on the flip side of that, you brought up my fiance, like, as if he has some type of power or control over me. Like, was he going to beat my ass out the dress? Like, where was the end result here?
So I guess the way I would handle it is with some type of understanding. Not to say that you handled it wrong. Everybody could do it however you choose, right? But you know how old Caribbean men are.
I do.
You know what I mean?
I had to get him in his fucking place.
Not saying that you got to give them grace, but at least you understand where they're coming from, right?
Yeah,
like you were raised like this. It's not really your fault per se. So let me explain to you how shit really goes. And that's the approach I would take. Like, I know you was raised in 1943 and all of that, but it's it's a different time now. We're in a different country now. That old patriarchy.
He worse than me.
Listen,
nigga said go back to your country.
I'm not. Listen, not in a disrespectful way. No disrespect.
This is never getting out of this living room. We are
never leaving this living room.
No disrespect. You know what I mean? But they need to be taught things. You know, and you understand? So we have to approach it like we have these conversations every week, every day. We're on Twitter. We communicate with people. We understand the way the world is evolving. They don't. They're stuck in a time machine with their thoughts and views on the world.
And
right?
you can be stuck in your time machine, but shut the fuck up.
So the only thing that I would fight you on is being quick to be like, nah, I don't want to fuck with my uncle anymore. I'm like,
I already wasn't fucking fucking with my uncle, but that's neither here nor there.
Kind of like, well, all right, maybe I heard wrong, but I kind of got the picture that you like willing to just let that relationship go.
No.
The problem
it's not a
is
poignant
she
relationship
doesn't
to
have the relationship. See, that's what I'm I'm waiting for.
Okay, I understand
because
that.
I think that is more of the issue here. You not here.
Right.
So it's
You're
audacity.
like, and so delusionally great. Like, you're not even in my life, and she has a big thing with that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? She feels that way about family, her family, in a lot of
you
ways.
never even met my
she
nigga.
can point out the people who she says that a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
Then she's talking about her new family. She's very protective of that. Why would you even bring him up? Not that there was anything like degrading to be said, but you don't get to do that when you haven't even reached out to him.
Makes sense.
He's the one that's there for me. He's the one that's taking. So he's the one that even if he would, which he wouldn't, would be able to have this kind of conversation with me. But you cannot, and you definitely can't tell him how to man me, how to partner me, how to family me. And I think those are the things that are really what is her issue with this.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. More eloquent than I am at
Makes
it.
sense.
Because when I'm emotional, when it comes to my family, like I'm
But
not
why not
eloquent
say
with my
that?
words. I said that and more.
I know, but what you want, you love your people. And the fact that
do.
you feel a way about your people not feeling like you're their people enough is something that really fucks with you.
It does.
And so the fact that he went and now you treat me like a stepchild, like you got the nerve to come talk about me in this way. And you mentioned, how dare you speak about me negatively? Negative shit normally gets back way more than the positive shit gets back.
But
Like,
that shit corny.
Nobody says, oh, the aunt never comes back and was like, oh, he said that your daughter is amazing. He said that he's proud of your job.
But
He
here's the
said that he
fun.
said that. He said,
But
oh, he said
here's
that he
the
like that
fun
picture.
fact.
That'll get back.
He wrote me and said to me, like, you grew up to be such a beautiful woman. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of the mother that you are. You know, I feel like he said all of these great things. So my issue is not only with the comment, but the fact that you sent a proxy. Because real family wouldn't do that. My uncles that you met, my uncles that y'all met, my uncle has said something about my outfits too. But because he wants me to walk around wearing sweatpants and shit, like nothing feminine, he's like, you got that's too tight. That's whatever, nigga. He said something before, like about my outfits, and I said to him, I'm grown.
Right.
He never said it again. But we have that relationship. He said it to me. So you went through somebody else. Yeah. You never had this conversation with me. You've been feeling like this since the summertime. I'm just finding out in December.
He said something in the summertime. Didn't mean he's feeling that way since the summer. He said something.
No. He said that. He was like, why is she just telling you now? I've been told her to have this conversation with you.
Okay.
Did you block him?
No. Why? No. I want you to see everything. And then here's the thing. And then also within mentioning Drew, you don't know Drew, because if you knew Drew, you would have never said that. Because when I told Drew what he said, Drew said, oh, for real? That nigga opened his phone and was scrolling through. He was like, post this one. He said, no, too much clothes. Never mind. Post this one. I'm like, Drew, I'm not doing that on Facebook. Like, my nigga more petty than me, so don't come to me on some, he knows better. How could he allow you? Allow? Oh! The audacity was just raining from the heavens.
All right. I think that what Drew did is commendable. I think he's continuously doing that. Early on in Drew's appearance into your life, I used to be like, oh, he's trying to be like me. He's trying to be, and he's super surpassed that a year ago. So now I'm trying to be like him. It's like I can say it out loud. He's an amazing guy, because he's so supportive. But having a conversation. I'm sorry.
Sorry, that was just to finish this. It's like that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying like my emotional stability is not always there for everybody. Because I flew off the deep end. That was an hour conversation with my uncle.
Was it a conversation or was it a?
It was a lot of sarcasm and question asking. It was a lot of. Okay. It ended the way it ended, and he said that it was not his place because it wasn't. So we got to that conclusion, but he also feels some type of way because he feels like how you feel. He feels like I cut him off or like I'm writing him off which that's not the case, we never spoke all the time before. So just because we had like a little tiff does not mean I'm calling you
That's the
every
way
weekend.
you see things. But
Yeah.
the way you're speaking is very like there's
Matter
no
of
room
fact.
for this to happen again. Like unless you reach out, does he feel even comfortable saying anything at this point to you?
I think he said Happy New Year. I said Happy New Year, Uncle.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm not a bitch, but I'm just like I'm just not in a place to be disrespected, and I don't give a fuck if you were elder or not. Like, watch your mouth when you talk to me, because you ain't here.
I wanted to speak on again. Happy New Year's, everybody. Just
It's only one.
No, I listen. I'm using an S on my shit.
But it's
Okay,
only one.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay. You love to add an S to some shit. That's how we started
It's
this show.
oxtails and it's New Year's. Okay?
Happy New Year's.
Zuh.
Because there's several years
It's
that
New
are new.
Year's. That's right. It's many years.
Plural.
It's a new of many years.
New of many years within this 1 year. Okay. Happy new months? No?
Happy New Year.
Yes, it's only 1 year.
Fuck that.
Okay, that's fine.
How scale of 0 to 100. How much do you love the person you're with? 0 to 100.
125.
It's a terrible question.
125. That's a lovely question.
0 to 100.
150.
All right.
182.
You too, right? You're matching 100%
Yeah.
and more, right? Scale of 0 to 100. How much do you think you show them?
200. 220.
Traum just moved uncomfortably in his
That's all.
seat.
Nah, yeah, because I'm trying to think. I wouldn't say 200 because that would imply that I'm doing everything I need to do to show her. I think I do good, but yeah, I ain't at 100. You know, I don't know. 85.
Scale of 0 to 100. How much do you think you understand them?
175.
Damn.
It's a perfect couple.
Jesus. I got to follow you all this time? I'm trying to understand. So I'm going to say 80, maybe even 75. Only because I know that's an area we need to work on. We need to communicate more.
I'm going to go on a limb and say some things, hopefully, that the people out there that are looking for love in their relationship, looking for understanding in the relationship. I'm going to put myself out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I love my girl as much as she deserves to be loved. I'm not sure I understand my girl as much as she deserves to be understood or respect. I was thinking about the other day. I asked her a question, and she answered it. And when she answered it, so many walls crumbled. It wasn't even nothing that a relationship question. It was just some matter of fact shit. And when she said it, it was her income. God damn it, I didn't mean to say that. But we were comparing things because we were looking to buy a house or whatever, right? And when she said it, I said, yo, this woman has 2 kids. She goes shopping for me, puts food in my refrigerator. She drives here twice a week, 3 times a week. Mm-hmm. She doesn't have no support from her baby daddies. Mm-hmm. She just put this shit in here. Mm-hmm. She pays for me to go on vacation. And any and every fucking thing else in the world like that with no complaints. Mm-hmm. And I complain about damn near every single fucking thing I do. And I make all of this bread. Mm-hmm. I have all of this freedom. I don't have no kids living here. And I said, yo, as much as you talk about her not understanding you, how much have you really tried to understand what she's going through on a day-to-day?
Real.
On a day-to-day.
Yeah.
On a day-to-day. Literally just waking up, getting the kids dressed, getting them to school in the morning. Every morning she takes them to school. There's no school bus. Every morning. Getting home, getting them both of them from school, making sure they got their homework done. It's just one day. And how much are you doing from day to day in doing that? How much are you doing, like, day to day? And I'm like, nigga, you wake up, you're home by whatever. Mm-hmm. You're jerked off twice. You're making content. You're laughing on Twitter. Your videos of your plants and shit.
Yeah.
How much you really trying to help? How much you really trying to assist? How much you really listening? How much you really paying attention? How much you really... I was like, yo, it's been 3 years of me telling this woman she's not paying attention to me.
That's crazy.
That's why I keep saying, pray for Tanae, y'all.
You know what's funny? Like, and I'm not saying this trying to pander, but women, especially black women, are amazing at how efficient they balance their lives for the most part. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's no blanket statement like all women are like that.
What about their emotions
I'm
and
amazed.
their traumas and the things that they going through, the stress this woman's going through?
And they balance
She just
it
had a
all.
whole breakdown
Yeah.
over the shit that she got to go through. And her nigga's right there with her.
But that goes with the understanding and the being there and the support, because my breakdown was not only for myself, but it was for him too. Because once he saw me breaking down, he was about to sacrifice everything, so I was not crying anymore, and that made me cry even more.
But that's what I'm talking about.
I'm just
Just
like,
the lack of selfishness on his
Yeah.
behalf. Like, he even in that moment, he's like, all right, we'll post this. Like, he understands you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he understands. He's not even thinking about himself or what nobody thinks. He's not caring about none of that. He has been a willing, like, in your life, a supporter in your life.
that's my rock.
It's not even like, I feel like with me, I haven't done the work in the relationship as much as I thought I was. Because she deserves way more. And I was just like, all this talking and all that shit I do on these podcasts and all that, and I'm like, oh, she. And I was like, yo, you don't even, that's nuts. That's nuts. And so, the only reason I put myself out there is because I want the people, y'all can call me ain't shit, fine, EA, clip the shit, whatever. Fine, I don't love black women. Great. How much are you listening to your partner? How much you know what they go through in every day? I'm talking about this to the ladies, to the men. How much are they going through every day and still coming and laying in your lap, still coming to make sure you're okay, still doing this, that, and the other? Are you really paying attention? You think you are. How much have they said that they're not, they don't even want to say no more because you haven't listened and they're just dealing with it on their own? You know what I'm saying? How much you saying emotional stability, but how many times they try to come to you with some shit, and because you're not really willing to listen or actually be a willing partner to them to help support them through their shit, you're just pushing back on everything. I'm not looking at you like nothing, but you know, I know you go through shit with a Virgo, so I know. But she goes through shit with you as a Gemini, so I get that as well. Are you really there for them? I ain't pushed back on this woman and her 175 and 250 because I've seen time and time again in her relationship how much they show up for each other through whatever. And it's like commendable. I'm like, yo, this little motherfucker, like, yo, god damn. Like, yo, stop, nigga. Damn, stop. Like, but it's called actually being there for your person. And it's like, I feel like I haven't really been there for mad long. It's nuts the shit that I'm thinking about, the shit that she does, that I'm just like, oh, she never helped me build my, so nigga, she has a whole fucking oven, all this other shit every day. And ladies, don't exclude yourself at this, because y'all about to get in y'all shit like, oh yeah, you niggas. No, do you really pay attention to the nigga? Are you really paying attention? Because niggas be posturing a lot as acting as if they got it or can do. A lot of times they don't got it. That shit is stressing them the fuck out, and they can't tell you. They don't know how to say, I'm fucked up emotionally, and my family,
financially.
my mom, I'm going through issues with not feeling love, not know how to show. I don't know how to tell you that. A lot of times niggas be going through shit too. How much are you really there more than you just sucking the nigga dry? And I'm not putting this on y'all. I'm just saying it could be all of us. All of us need that person to really be our person. Yep. So shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, maybe a little bit of introspection.
Damn, that was dope.
No,
you got me thinking. I'm like, shit.
Yeah, it's so real. Like and my numbers are a little exaggerated and inflated, right? But
you think?
Yeah, they're a little exaggerated and inflated, but that's because like Like, if I could live in my nigga's skin, I would. Like, that's how close we are. Like, that's how much I be wanting to just be up under him, you know? And the sacrifices that he makes daily are very visible. And the give and take in my house daily is very noticeable. It's like we don't even have to speak about things. If I'm doing this, he's doing that. We have a routine. If he's doing this, I'm doing that. And we bounce off of each other. And on top of that, I listen to everything that comes out of this man's mouth. To every dream, every aspiration, every want, every desire, everything. And I store it just in the back of my head. Because I know that for me as a partner, my job is to help him. Anything that he ever wanted, I want to be there for it. I want to be there to see it, and I want to help him get there. Or anything that he ever wanted that he felt like it was too much for him, or he felt like it's not a priority, I'm going to get it for you. I'm going to bust my ass and break my back to get you anything that you've ever wanted, anything that you ever want to do, anywhere you ever want to go. And that's where I'm at with it.
That's fire. Toro, you need a second?
No,
you great? Everybody good?
I have a question from Zoom.
Go ahead.
Okay.
What is going on in the Zoom? What is up?
When was the moment you realized your partner was the one?
When it's so many times. When I've realized it over and over. I'm not ready to have that conversation yet. But I will say, nigga, she likes flats and I like drums. Fuck it. Let's stay together.
So it's funny, that's a good question, and it ties right in with what we're saying, because the moment I realized that was when I found myself doing more selfless things, like really like looking at her day and figuring out where I could help her. You know what I mean? And I remember this was like years ago. We wasn't even living together yet. She had an apartment and I had a key, and I went in her apartment with Marley and put together a piece of furniture that she had delivered, just so that when she came home, she didn't have to bother with it. And in that moment, I'm putting it together. I was like, oh shit, yo, I'm in love with this person. That was the first time I realized it. Because I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, normally I wouldn't do all that. You know, you ain't doing that for somebody you just casually dating. So I think once you start doing selfless things, and as we're talking about, just like really trying to make that person's day better, and you know what I mean? That was definitely a moment for me.
I don't have an answer for that, so move on. Because I really don't know.
It was at this play party, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't at the fucking play party.
Nigga made me squirt in front of everybody. I think I love this nigga.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't at the play party. It was a buildup of things. It was a snowball effect in the right way. Like, little things turned into bigger things, turned into, like, it was so, like, effortlessly gradual. Like, there is no one day, one moment, one time. It was, I can give you 100 reasons why. I know, but I can't start with the one. I'll just give you the 100, and we're not going through the 100. But there's 100 plus.
Bum. Soon we'll have that conversation. Most likely it'll be on Patreon, and then eventually we'll let it all out. But yeah, man, the fact that I'm allowed to be me with her, and she loves it, like loves me. You know what I mean? Just me, not just Sakai, Tahoe, my mother's son. She loves my mother's son. She loves all the shit that I've been through. She never looks at me crazy. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I've been through, shit that I'm happening, like, oh, you don't like black women? You know what I mean? She laughs at me, you know what I mean? And we have great conversations now. So, boom. I want to move on from this. There's a bunch of memes now. I didn't have the format. Trav fucked up and didn't give me shit this week.
Wow, that's crazy.
I have to. I can't help not doing wild shit at the most weirdest time. I have a few things to ask. The one thing that I want to ask in this moment right now, as a man, Traum, and Dodge as a nigga.
That's crazy. I'm trying to rebrand.
I'm not good with admitting weakness.
Me either.
When I'm sick, I don't like saying I need help. But I'll get mad at you for not helping. Oh, you weren't there for me. You didn't bring me tea. You just left me there. I could have died.
You left me there to die.
I could have died. You know what I mean? I don't like saying I don't got it. And it can be bad for me in relationships. Whether it's friends, like, yo, I want to hang out. I'm not good at hitting up Traum and saying, yo, I want to come to the next thing. Like, I feel lonely. I'm not good at doing that, right? But I'll get mad at you for not reaching out to me to say, yo, come. You got to read my mind, right? I'm not good at admitting weakness. Are you guys like that? Are you guys?
I'm definitely like that. And I didn't realize how bad it was until you just mentioned it. I'm like, God damn, you fucking me up today, man.
It's the vice shit, bro.
Yeah.
I'm on top. I'm on one, nigga.
Like, even something as simple as this. You've been my best friend for years, right? You call me often about shit that you're going through. I call you about things that I'm going through. I don't call you as much as I'd like to. There'll be times where I'll be about to call you, and I'll be like, I don't really want to burden him with my shit.
Thank
you know what I mean?
Thank you. No, I'm just playing. I'm just joking.
And it's like, I don't know why. Because it's a conversation that would have been helpful, and you're always there for me. But it's like, I deal with a lot of my shit just on my own, just in life in general. Like, just don't like to ask people for shit. And it's weird. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Is that a Gemini thing? Is that a you thing? Is it a man thing? What is it? What do you think?
It's a person thing.
I don't know if it's that I don't want to show weakness or if I just don't like to ask people for things. I don't know, but I gotta figure that out because, I gotta unpack that. That's a little strange.
My biggest fear is being somebody's burden.
Yeah,
girl.
So
I was about to kick this motherfucking mic off. I looked for a way to kick it. I was like, damn.
My biggest fear is being somebody's burden, and I think that it has caused some uncomfortable conversations in my relationship because that PTSD or that thought or that ego or whatever it is that I have, it manifests itself everywhere in my life. I don't ask for help. I don't reach out. I can be sick. I won't say a fucking word. I can be sad. I won't say a word. And I think that why I treasure my friendships, especially more so than my relationships with my relatives, is because my friends know. They can tell. They will reach out to me. They can hear when I answer the phone what my tone is or how I'm feeling or like what I'm going through. I feel like Loon is like one of my better male friends that does it and like gets it. Like he just calls and be like, what's going on? How you doing today? What are you like? And we have like this cancer thing. I'm like, what you going through? He's like, what you going through? And then we just sit on the phone for an hour, just like boom, 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 boom. This happened and that happened and this happened and that happened. And it's like, it's tough. But then also in my relationship where it might have caused a little bit of like strife in a way where I say to him, I'm like, yo, I don't want you to do this because it's not your responsibility. And he says, you are my responsibility. So fuck that. So then I'm more vulnerable in this space than I've ever been before because I don't fucking ask for help. I got it. I can do it. I got it. I got it. What? I got it. I can do that. I can do it. And I'm just sitting here and then I get overwhelmed and then I crumble. But I don't crumble anymore because whatever I don't have, he got.
But you don't ever feel like you asked Like, all right, since he did this much, do you ever feel like, all right, I don't want to ask for this?
Yes, constantly.
And so what happens in that moment?
Either like, and I think that goes back to the question before of knowing your partner. He knows when I'm exhausted. And if I get up and try to do something, he's like, sit the fuck down. What do you want? What are you about to go do? What are you trying to do right now? What are you trying to get? I would never forget one day I
think
had
it's because he's
a
so
nasty,
short. He's close
shut
to
up, leave
the
my
Earth's
baby
center.
alone.
Like he's closest to the core of the Earth. He just able to read things.
I was in a fucking mood and I didn't articulate it and I was mad and I'm just stomping around out. Like I have a nasty attitude and I just go sit in the bed just to like decompress. This nigga bust through the door. Like not opened it like a normal person. Bust through the door. The shit hit the side. Like boom. Me, what the fuck is your problem? That nigga puts a bottle of tequila next to the bed. Puts a glass next to the bed. Walks the fuck out. He was like, drink that shit, you need it. And I'm like, okay, thanks, babe. Like, and it's like, I don't want to be a bitch. Like, I don't want to say, like, I'm having a bad day. I don't want to say, be there for me again. But he did. And, like, I didn't have to get up for shit. Parker tried to go in the room, and I knew he was dead ass. He said, leave your mother alone. She needs a minute to herself. Do not go in that room. Do not touch that door. And he did everything that night. And came in bed and just, like, cuddled me. And I'm like, I love you so much. I don't know what to do without you. Like, it was so sad. But that's what I need. Like, I need somebody to tell me to sit down. I need somebody to tell me to shut the fuck up. I need somebody to take my phone and put it in another room. I need that. And
that's fire.
It's necessary.
That's fire. Traum, what you got? You sitting there jealous as I am? We all both sitting here like,
That's why I don't be talking about my relationship like that. It sounds braggadocious when I do, but I'm not. This is my life.
Okay. That wasn't where I was going with this. I was going with it as a man. That's why I started. As a man, as a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I feel like men are not good with admitting weakness. And I wonder how to get past that. Like, I was looking for steps to get past that as a man. You know what I'm saying? This one, she's like, oh,
Yeah, right.
you know, I just got the perfect nigga. He's just here, and I was like, all right, you know what? Change the topic, goddammit.
I'm sorry.
Let's go into I don't know if this is toxic. I don't know if it's real. I think that Daj may like this young lady. I don't know if I'm gonna show her who the thing is, but I want you to hear the words, and I want to know if you guys agree with what she's saying.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Now keep on. All right, here we go. Oh shit! This shit done reset. And we're
White
off.
girls who are sitting at their graduation engaged. And the question came up, well, why is that not the reality for black women? I know y'all not gonna like what I gotta say, but you know me, I'm gonna say it anyways. First and foremost, black women are above reproach. If it don't validate us or excuse our bad behavior, we don't want to hear it. Instead, we'll say, well, men do it too. Secondly, we'll find every excuse in the world to validate why we don't want to be married or why we don't want to be in a relationship. Well, they get cheated on. Well, they do this. Well, they do that. But then we have all these standards for men, and we're still actively seeking for men in the midst of our hurt while inadvertently telling them to go to therapy. We do not practice what we preach. Thirdly, the independent woman is a myth. Ashley cared about being independent, and it was something that made you happy. You would not have all these standards to negate your independence. Nobody wants to relinquish power. We'll find every excuse in the world to not be submissive and wonder why white women can get away with their bad behavior. We take everything bad from white women, except for the fact using marriage to our own benefit. But you'll run to the child support office, though. Argue equality against men, and the only time we actually want to be equal to men is when it comes to degenerate behavior, hypersexuality, abusing or abandoning children. Even when it comes to the gold digger conversation, what you don't see those other women do, even when they are just screwing men for money, is bashing men and inadvertently making men feel like they're not important. Also, too, telling them that they don't need men. Psychologically, we have been taught to disassociate ourselves. And even in that Malcolm X quote where he says the black woman is the most disrespected, he also says to be near your man. Because who taught you to hate the very race that you're supposed to be with?
Before I say anything, I will say that I am putting this into the Discord. for you guys to, I'm gonna ask Chelsea to put this into the Discord so you guys can watch it and comment on your own under the post. I will be in there. I want to see what you guys have to say. Hey, Discord, if you have anything to say, please say it in the Patreon. I would like to have those conversations build in there. Dash, I'm sorry, I did not mean to go into bashing black women. This had nothing to do with me. I asked you, because it's another sister talking, do you agree or disagree, or how do you feel about this post?
I agree with a lot of things that she said. I feel like we have been sold a lie, a massive lie. The independent black woman trope is bullshit, and I don't like it. You can't be submissive in your relationship is bullshit. I don't like it. The white women are the ones that are getting mad. Like, now, the only problem I have with it is, in the late great Kevin Samuels, he said, men give access to marriage. So you can't blame black women for not being married, because unless we all dropping on one knee. But I do think that we should more so, especially if marriage is a goal, leave relationships that are not serving us or are not on a trajectory to get to that goal. And I also think that a lot of women are lying to themselves and saying, I don't want a partner, I'm good by myself, I'm independent, I don't need a man. Bitch, okay, have that. That's your life. You have it. But I find a lot of women don't believe it. I feel like a lot of women are just repeating things, or they have had bad luck or lack of accountability in their relationships. So within that, they're like, well, they're all the problem, so I'm better by myself. But it's our selection of these people. Every relationship that I was in that I felt like wasn't serving me anymore, I left it. I left. Like, and sometimes you have to leave. Like, I couldn't see myself in relationships with men for 3, 4, 5, 6 years that wasn't going anywhere. This is my...
Wipe your lip.
This is my...
Inside.
The inside? Oh. This is my longest relationship that I've ever had. Intentionally. Because I saw a future in this relationship. I have never seen this future in any other relationship, so I would leave them. Mm-hmm. My dad used to say, I break up with everybody for anything. He's like, you don't do the due diligence of relationships. You know, relationships go through things that you can't leave anytime it gets hard. I can, because that's not my person. So I'm going to leave you, and I'm not going to force it to work, and I'm going to be by myself if I need to be by myself, or whatever the situation is. But I don't think that I've ever said, I never want to get married. I want to be single forever. Like, fuck out of here. I was always looking for my nigga.
She did the John Henry.
Like, I was always looking for my nigga, and if it's not you, then it's not you.
Traum, do you agree with what's being said in here? Be careful. EA is looking for a clip. EA is looking
there was
for
a lot
clip.
that was said, so we could talk about different parts. We'll talk about the marriage part. The marriage part, Dodge made some good points about men being the ones that usually have to ask for marriage, right? In response to that, I will say this, that kind of like the law of attraction, like, you have to be open to it. You have to put it out there in the universe. You have to do the work, and you have to be receptive to the idea of marriage in order for somebody to propose to you. Really? So it's a two-way street. Not to blame black women, but it is a two-way street, right?
But also making it a requirement. Because I feel like sometimes
That
when you
too.
make niggas require themselves to do things that they know that they're not willing to do, or that that's not for them, and a real requirement and holding them accountable, they're either going to do it or they're going to cower.
Facts.
It's one or two things. Like, if you're passive about it, like, oh, I don't care if we're in a relationship or not, then you're never going to be in a relationship. Right. Oh, I don't care if we're married or not, then he's never going to marry you.
Especially if you don't really feel like that. Sometimes women will just say it just to pacify
to be cool
the man.
Shit.
Yeah,
nigga, I told you that shit. So I was like, I want a short relationship and a long engagement.
Right. There you go.
There you go.
So the other thing I would say, and we had this conversation before, where I think black women are dope. We've had this conversation before. Black women are so dope that oftentimes y'all feel like y'all are beyond reproach. Mm-hmm. And that is a problem. And so there is a lack of accountability sometimes. I'm not going to say it's across the board with all black women, but it is there sometimes. And we spoke on this. I gave my opinion on why, right? The God complex. Y'all the closest thing to God, right? Who's going to check me, right? I think that is a big problem. Like, if you feel like you're always right in a relationship and you don't feel like you need to work on some things, that's always going to be a problem. Like, we are all a work in progress. Yep. Every human being, right? And even if somebody fucked up, even if somebody did you dirty, if you want that relationship to get back on track, you got to do some work. And part of the work is to be able to receive the work that they're doing and things of that nature. So it's always work involved, and I feel like that can be missed a lot. There was other points, and there was so much that she said that she was spitting.
Fast.
You want to play it? No, you want to play it?
Nah, I think I know what it was. There was another point towards the end. What was she talking about towards the end? I forgot.
Disrespect. Black women's the most disrespected.
Oh, yeah, about the black woman being the most disrespected on the planet. I don't really remember where I was going to go. I had a point for that, but I'll come back to it. What do you think?
I also think sometimes the single black woman is the most disrespected on the planet, because when you have that protector, he's not going to let you be violated. He's not going to let you be disrespected. You're more disrespected when you stand alone.
So I know, Tahoe, I really want to hear what you got to say, Tahoe.
I have nothing to say.
I remember my point. It was about where she was like, we black women want to be equal to men, but we take the bad things and we want to be equal with the hypersexual. So instead of men over-sexualizing us, we're going to over-sexualize ourselves. You know what I mean? I'm like, that was a really good point, I thought. You know what I mean? It's empowerment to some degree, but it's still the same imagery. You know what I mean? So I thought that was a really good point.
I have this thing about the way things are with power nowadays. And I feel like nobody who is affected likes the person who affected.
Okay.
I feel like there's like a power struggle. I feel men are the new bitches.
I've been telling
We
y'all
are the
that
new
for
bitches.
years.
And
Y'all
the
got
only
mad at me.
reason why is because we want the power that they have. Whereas before, they wanted the power that we have. The power has changed. Like, there's been a shift in power. Whereas I think that women have always complained, oh, men doing these things, it's wrong. Men shouldn't be doing these things. Men shouldn't be doing these things. Until they got the power to do it. And now they're doing it. And the men are going, women shouldn't be doing these things. Women shouldn't be doing these things. And nobody who's affected likes the person who affected. Is that the right way to say it?
I think you did, yeah.
And I think that it's a natural imbalance. You have to actually make a choice to give up certain power. You have to say, yo, you know what? I'm not going to do that to this person. I'm not going to be that way to this person. I'm not going to take advantage, right? And I feel like nobody really wants to do that when they have supreme power. Women don't want to do it now. Men don't want to do it if they get back in power, even if you're in the fucking club. What were you going to say, Traum? What are you thinking?
No. I'm just listening.
So I think I'm seeing a lot of that in all of these dating conversations. By the way, I just think that everybody's broke. I think there's a lot of broke people. A lot of broke people talking about shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's talking about Lori Harvey dating so many people. By the way, she's dating now this new guy, Damson. She was dating what's his name?
It don't matter. She could date whoever the fuck she
And my thing
wants.
is like, yo, who y'all want? Like, she's doing what we've always done.
Niggas don't like it.
Nigga, yo, we don't give a fuck.
At
Nigga.
all.
Niggas, when
And
niggas
she
got
don't give a
power, we don't
fuck.
give a fuck. I remember I was telling you, I remember Trey was dating somebody that I was dating at the same time. She walked into his room. So I was fucking messing with her, and she had a history with Trey. He calls her to the hotel at some point. She goes up to the hotel. Her best friend is in the room sucking his dick. He's like, get undressed, come over here. What'd she do?
Got her undressing
She
him.
got her undressed and went over there. And meanwhile, she's like, yo, this is my best friend, what the fuck? Her friend is like, sorry. Sorry, bitch. You know, he called me. What I'm supposed to do?
Right.
Absolute power. You know what I'm saying? Corruption. Absolutely.
I think I also want to stamp that. I think that how I'm gonna say this correct. I don't give a fuck. I think white people look at marriage differently than we do. I think that a lot of people still don't understand that not a lot of people marry for love, and that is very much prevalent in that community. They marry because it's necessary. Like, you have to look at, there are no CEOs really that are not married. There are no high corporate managers that are not married. When you're looking at, like that, but it's real though. When you're looking at the trajectory of a career, marriage is very important. Who you're married to, who you're attached to. Being a bachelor is not seen in a positive way in a corporate environment. Now, if you're not on a corporate trajectory, then you might not value marriage the same. Or if you have never been around married people, you don't value marriage the same. I think the problem is we don't raise a lot of our boys and men to value marriage. We make it look like it's a bad thing. Like, oh, you're never going to be able to do anything. It's so negative, right? It's not like, yo, this is your partner. This is the person that's going to be there for you, be there with you, help you build. It's very hard to build certain things, like a whole life in totality, by yourself. And I feel like we raise our kids on both sides to be independent. We tell our sons, like, oh, it's okay, don't lock yourself down with one girl, date them all, there's plenty of fish in the sea, blah blah blah. But we don't require marriage from a lot of the men in our communities. The elders don't require marriage. If a girl gets pregnant, they looking at her like she's crazy if she got married, if she got a baby out of wedlock. But nobody's giving the same pressure to the nigga that got her pregnant. His family is like, not like, why you ain't marry her. It's like, oh, all right, baby shower wedding. Like,
baby shower wedding.
I told y'all how I feel about them ghetto ass baby showers that look like weddings. I just
feel like, yo, these CEOs, what is the divorce rate? What is the
But what's also
rate?
the remarry rate?
All right, but it's also because of how they look at themselves in their society.
That's true.
They're letting society tell them what to do. So do they really want to even be in a relationship? Are they marrying for the right reasons? Yeah. A lot of them ain't speaking about their wives the way you speaking about. These niggas talking about, I hate my wife.
And I think that's another thing that we also have to add when we talk about these white women that are married. Them bitches be miserable. Them bitches be more single mothers than the bitches that's single mothers.
Don't take one part away from the rest. So you saying one thing, but you include it with all of that.
I can include it with all of that, but I just want to say that I just don't feel like marriage is, to certain people, especially when you talk about the urban inner city community, marriage has never been catapulted like that.
I don't want to be married just for a social liking standard.
But I think what Daj is saying is important, because in order to be open for marriage, you have to see the benefit of it. And I think not enough black people, black women in particular, which is who we're talking about, don't necessarily, like, it's okay to say that I aspire to be married. Like, in the clip, she's talking about, I'm independent, blah, blah, blah. That's cool and all, but it makes sense logically and financially to aspire to be married. There's so many benefits. So many benefits. So Daj is just pointing out some of the benefits that white people take advantage of and we don't.
I'm gonna play this clip, and the reason why I'm gonna play this clip is because I almost feel like it's fitting right now. It may feel like I'm looking for pity. I'm not. But we're talking about the way society is set up right now, and why. I'm gonna just play it.
Let's say a broke man is like a broke hand.
Can't do nothing with it.
Nothing with it. What kind of gangster shit is that? That's right. Women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. A man is only loved under the condition that he provides something. That's right. Fellas, when you meet a new girl, what do your friends ask you? What she look like? Ladies, when you meet a new guy, what do your friends ask you?
What he do?
What does he do? What the does that do?
Yes.
Can this motherfucker facilitate a dream or not?
This is where we are. That's real shit.
That's the truth, though.
It's real shit. Like, men are service animals.
No, men are not service animals.
We are service
because,
animals.
all right.
What can he do?
What can he
provide?
do? What can he provide? And it doesn't always have to be monetary. This is the problem. The problem is society is so patriarchal that men feel like if they don't have money, they can't provide anything. All right, nigga, maybe you not the richest motherfucker in the world, but what are you going to do in this house? What are you going to do in this relationship to make my life easier? What do you provide? Cool. Maybe you don't have a good job. Can you cook? Or you looking to me to cook because I'm the woman in the house. You can't be broke and demanding. You got to do something. Like, you can't be broke and be like, I'm not going to pick up a broom. I'm not going to clean a bathroom. I'm never going to do laundry. I'm not going to cook because that's what the woman's supposed to do. I'm going to sit here on my ass and play my video game all day. And niggas are supposed to accept that shit. Fuck out of here. You have to do something.
Now, this table that men are always talking about women bringing something to, what is there? Because I think that men are expected to provide, but women aren't. Like what is it? Is it supposed to be an equal thing? Is it supposed to, or
nowadays,
are men bugging out?
No,
for thinking that way?
Nowadays I think it is more equal because we both working. Now, if you out working all day and and I'm sitting home on my ass and you expect me to make sure the house is clean and you expect me to cook or whatever the case may be, cool. I'm doing something all day, you doing something all day. We can meet in the middle. But I can't be working 9 to 5 and you working 9 to 5 and you looking to me for everything also. It has to be a balance.
Northeastern men? Is this just something? Because I was saying this on my IG the other day, Traum. I was like, I wish that I was more of a southern type of nigga. I was like, yo, these niggas really be changing their wives' oils in their car. These niggas really take their wives' cars and get it washed and shit.
Yes.
Then they go take their side chick to Golden Corral.
Real shit though.
Bring food home for their bottom bitch.
Right.
And still go to the strip club and spend $200 on their favorite stripper. These niggas is really good with taking care of their women.
Yes.
Like, this is what they do. They know how to cater to their women. My uncle, when I was growing up, niggas was not catering to shit.
No.
Niggas was trying to get some pussy and go about their way. The most they do is give a bitch a bag of Lucy's.
Nasty.
Take one on the way out. You understand what I'm saying?
No, it's
niggas
true.
in the club now, right? You buy a bitch a drink, you better talk to me, bitch. Because I'll grab that drink out your hand and drink it in your fucking face. Like, we're not used to doing things for women here in the North. In the South, they're more like the traditional man. And women deal with that shit. Women will deal with a nigga she know he got his little bitch over there, Loretta. She know he got a bitch. But he gets dressed. He takes us all to church on Sunday. He makes sure there's food in this motherfucking house. And he leaves me the fuck alone. Let me
that
deal
nigga
with my
could
house.
start a grill. He in the back barbecuing in the summertime while the kids is in the pool. Like,
is this a Northeastern
you gotta
thing?
do something. Niggas up here don't do shit
I think it is
but run
up
their
north thing.
fucking mouth.
Because niggas up north found a way around it. Like, it's always been said that, New York niggas got game, right? Go down south and bag all the bitches, right? So the game, it's a game, right? So I'm gonna see what I can get from you without giving up too much. And the ladies are playing the same game too. Let me see what I could get from this nigga without giving up too much, right? And it's a game. Whereas down south, maybe it's a little bit more, not conservative, but like the old school chivalry type of thing. Like, I'm gonna do things for you. Different. Yeah, right? The values. And back to what Dodge was saying, like, I love the fact that you said that, because I was gonna say it, like, provide doesn't always mean financially. Yeah, there's so many things you could provide. Like, I feel like that's what's missing in a lot of these conversations, and even like the high value man conversation. So I'm like, according to some definitions, like Malcolm X ain't a high value man because
at all. That nigga was poor as fuck.
Because he wasn't pulling in 6 figures. Like, a high value man, like, what should be on top of that list is the integrity, is being a leader in the community.
Not today.
It depends on who.
Bitch, not trying to struggle with you, nigga, just because you know how to speak.
But what does struggle look like? What is struggling? Because at this point right now, black women, we are the breadwinners, and that's okay. I don't mind being a breadwinner if I ain't gotta go home. I don't gotta go home and cook.
And let's be honest,
Hell
yo. Most
yeah.
people ain't getting money like that. Like across America, like everybody got this false narrative that everybody getting money.
What do you mean y'all are the breadwinners? I'm
Black
sorry, Traum. but-
women-
What, huh?
Black women are killing it when it comes to careers, educations, jobs, finances. We know how to make some shit stretch. Like, I'm sorry, it is a thing. And I'm not saying, like, not, I've said several times on the show that niggas is broke. Because niggas really do be broke. But what I'm saying is, like, I can't have no nigga that work the same amount of hours as me talking to me crazy, asking me, like, where the food at? The fuck? Who are you talking to? Nigga, where is the food?
So nurture isn't a thing anymore.
I feel like women are
Nurture
very
is
nurturing.
like, oh, you know what? Fuck that. I'm getting money now. Fuck nurturing.
Maybe sometimes the man maybe has to be the nurturer. Sometimes
I mean, it
don't
has
know.
to be, but I thought that was like a natural thing. I thought that y'all was just like,
I
going
don't
that
know.
way.
Yo, I did.
Tanae
the
asked me the other day.
What?
She was like, if men were taught to be emotionally intelligent from young, does that change? Like, would y'all be more emotional than women? Would y'all still be the logical sex?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I think that women are just naturally born nurturing because of life, because y'all give life. Like, y'all immediately, y'all
Common
take care of
misconception.
men. Y'all take care of men the same way y'all take care of kids. That's why when y'all have kids, the nigga be all tight because he not getting the nurturing that he used to get before the fucking kid.
That's a man child. Like, I think men are very nurturing. Like, very nurturing. I feel like a good man is watching a father, a good father, not watching a good father with their children is like beautiful. Men are nurturing. They are huggy.
The same
and
way that
kissy.
it's different though. It's different.
It is different. It's not the exact same. Like I said, like I told you, I have like this affinity for watching like dad videos and how they take care of their babies, like their infants. I think it's the cutest thing in the world. I think it's the most creative thing in the world most of the times what I've seen. And I'm like, I could never do that. But that's a dad thing.
Nor could you. I don't think women are gonna allow men to do that creative shit, but for so long,
Yeah,
it's
I
like, okay, you
will.
did it, but give me my baby.
The baby is the
Okay,
baby
you had the
dad.
baby in your tank top, but give me my fucking
But
kid.
that I think that's so cute because you're doing your skin to skin and you still able to like deal with your hobbies. Women, we feel like it's one or the other. Where I think I struggled the most when Parker was an infant, that I felt like when Parker was awake, I have to be attentive and I have to be here and I can't do anything else. Nothing else can get done. And then when she fall asleep, I'm trying to do everything, and it's like that. It doesn't have to be that way.
I feel like women are different than men, and we can accept that.
Yeah,
It's a
different,
thing.
but that doesn't mean that you're not nurturing. That doesn't mean that you can't be affectionate. That doesn't mean that you can't be loving and coddling and doting.
I
You
just
can
think
still be
niggas
all of those
is
things.
not the same as women. Like there was a study out in the UK, I believe, that niggas ain't changed their sheets for like 4 months.
First of all, I
Did you see
wanted
that?
to ask if that was a thing, and then I decided not to because I was disgusted.
I'm disgusting. I'm just gonna let y'all know that.
I didn't have to ask.
Okay, because there was.
Because why y'all don't change y'all sheets?
Didn't know it was a thing. All right.
What, to change your sheets?
I'm talking about back when I was younger. When I was a bachelor, yeah, I was a nasty nigga. I didn't even realize it was nasty. I was like, oh shit, you're supposed to change sheets.
change the sheet when they get brown.
Yeah. Change your sheets when you spill something on it, or
Like
like,
nut.
or
Yeah,
you
like
gotta,
if you cheat and it's like stuff on there and she can see it, you change it. Other than that, it's like
This is why y'all don't. This is why y'all deserve less. Y'all don't deserve nothing because y'all be having bitches come over sleeping on fucking crusty
on
ass
bitches.
sheets.
Bitches be sleeping on bitches. What do you think?
Niggas don't be having no headboard.
We
They
don't
have
be
that
thinking-
one flat ass
We
pillow
don't
that
be
you have
thinking
for
about
25
all that
years.
shit, and y'all be
are
fucking us. How,
disgusting.
Right.
yo? But y'all be fucking us, and y'all be doing the same shit. Like y'all be knowing. Yo, what you mean who?
Niggas said,
Now
Billy
you an
said,
owl?
who?
You be y'all be fucking us.
I'm the type of
You ain't never seen me take a shower. You wonder how you got fucking BV. You ain't never seen me take a fucking shower. That's your fault,
I used to
bitch.
be
You
the
ain't
bitch.
never see me take a shower. How the fuck you mad at me, bitch? You thought sucking it was cleaning it?
Niggas' houses and be like, let's change your sheets. When the last time you did laundry?
Oh shit!
Like y'all are disgusting. Like this is what I'm saying. Like without women, like it's literally given. Like it's back to the Stone Age. Like this is where COVID came from. It came from you dirty ass niggas.
But
That's
my problem
y'all
is
niggas
exactly y'all
breed
think that we
disease.
are like y'all and we not, and y'all know it. Y'all sit there and watch it, and so this is what I'm saying. Like like
But
y'all are
that's-
different than us.
that
This
is-
is the
that's
effect that y'all have on our
irresponsibility.
lives.
No.
I'm not saying it's not.
That's
I am totally not
disgusting
making no
and
excuses for it. But what I'm
irresponsible.
saying is y'all are a part of that too. You know that too. You know that too.
I never.
So y'all
I
come
read
in.
that and I was disgusted. I did not
Guys,
know
you always
that.
change your sheets.
I do change my. You know how many? You know how many fucking sets of sheets? First of all, I was just telling Drew the other day. I was like, oh, we need to buy more sheets because I'm just feeling like I'm tired of looking at the same colors.
I got too many fucking sets of sheets now. I got way too many sets of sheets.
It's no
almost
such
like-
thing as too many sheets.
How
too many
often
towels.
do you change the sheets?
I don't know.
Look, now she don't. Now she don't know. Yeah.
No, I really don't like it because it's not like a set thing. I don't have like a timer. Like, all right, change my sheets today. But I change them frequently enough. It ain't months. It ain't 4 months, and we on the same. Yo, my house is nasty. I be trying to tell y'all, like my
Toro over there cracking up. Toro, how long you?
don't
How often
ask
you
for
change
it.
your sheets, nigga?
Don't ask.
You be fucking over there laughing, motherfucker.
Nah, I'm laughing because I be doing the same shit. So.
Because you're fucking disgusting.
Yeah, nah, I be trying, but like niggas.
I
is
be
niggas.
trying. Like it's
So,
so
like-
hard to change a sheet, nigga.
If not, but like
Nigga
you
be
know,
high.
niggas. Yeah, that facts. But that's why I'm thankful for like all the females in my family. Because it wasn't for them, like I definitely would
Toro
not.
don't go to sleep. He fall asleep.
I fall right there.
Real hot shit.
No, that's fucking crazy.
We had this clip coming. We joking. Can EA put this in the end of that? Don't just leave it there with us talking about we don't never change our sheets and we're giving chicks BV on purpose. Say we're joking in the clip. I came across this table. First of all, I'm gonna be on tonight's conversation cards this weekend.
Wait till they. I
and-
want her ticket. I'm dead ass serious.
And she's like, fight me for it. And at the tip, she's like, if that's what it's gotta be. Look at her. I seen you. I seen this clip of 8 at the table. Rico Hundo is gonna be. I'm not sure if he's on 8 at the table or not. I'm not sure. But we had this conversation on here before. And I'm not sure if my opinion changed about this exact. We spoke about this clip. I'm gonna play it again, and I want to hear if your opinion has changed. Okay? Here we go. Let me see. Let me turn it on. Boo, cause a nigga. Here we go.
Ex bought me these Uggs. Like I don't have to say
Yeah,
that.
but, like-
I need Uggs for the winter time. I'm not giving that back.
So like maybe I can't afford to buy you red bottoms and Fendi and Gucci and Louis and Dior. I can't afford to do it, right? But he did all of that in the past, and every time we go out, you're wearing his stuff. It's a slap in the face to the guy that you're currently
You need
with.
to get your money up. It should be motivation. First of
It
all,
should
you
be
got a bitch who's
motivation.
with you, who had that type of guy, and now she's with you. You should be like, damn, I gotta step my game up.
I'm talking about principles here. The principle is that you are wearing memorabilia of your last relationship.
So you gonna tell me to return my shoes if you can't afford them?
I mean,
Bitch, I can't afford them either, but I got them. So why the fuck am I gonna get them back?
if you can't get yourself something, then you really shouldn't be carrying baggage from your last relationship. If you want to say, I could get my own pair of red bottoms, fuck these
But
red
what, I
bottoms.
worked for that. I was fucking that man when he bought me that,
That was
Chanel.
worth it.
That's mine.
My opinion did not change.
And your
I'm
opinion
not-
is what?
I said then, once it's mine, it's mine. I'm not giving shit back. You don't know. No. The fuck?
Traum, what do you think?
I'm gonna have to agree with Dodge on this one. Like, if I own it, I can't imagine. God forbid, my relationship is over. I got to throw all my shoes out. Like,
Yo, like,
for what?
all that
Like,
Gucci
Why did you
gone.
let the woman buy all your shoes?
because she works in fashion and she get the shit for 90% off,
Right.
and she know the fly shit, and she'll just pick the shit up on her way off. She go to all the sample sales and all that. She work in fashion, so half of my shit is from that world, right? So I gotta start all up. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, that's real petty for the next person to be like, oh, such bought you them shoes, like
that's the weirdest
I'm
thing.
a
I'm like, how
grown-ass
we even
adult.
have
I
this
really
conversation?
I would feel away.
We know you would, but how you even
No,
have that conversation?
I said,
like,
I think before I said no, that's bugged out. Then you just get it. Like I was speaking about, I copped her new jewelry because last nigga got
jewelry might be there. I think it depends, right?
So jewelry's different. You think?
Fuck that.
Not all jewelry, but some jewelry, like certain things might be different. I don't know,
still
man.
rock a watch my baby father got me now. Fuck that. That watch fire.
Like there was like a necklace that my ex bought me that I don't wear anymore. You know what I mean?
I don't wear the necklace.
And
I do the watch.
it didn't have anything engraved in it or nothing like that. But I just didn't feel like it was appropriate. But as far as like, I don't take inventory.
What's the difference?
I don't know. It just jewelry just felt different. I don't take inventory in my crib and in my closet. Or who bought me what? Like,
so
I think that's kind of
if she bought you sheets, your ex bought you sheets, you would have your new chick sleeping on your sheets.
Fucking sheets.
It's sheets.
Yeah,
Who's asking
who gives
these
a fuck?
I'm not even morally sound to have this conversation because I still got an old tattoo from an ex that I still ain't get covered. So who the fuck am I to speak about a shoe?
Yeah, that's
Got to be slapping that shit like.
Fun fact, like the name just happens to be his middle name, so it's just like it's just there. Like
I don't know. You guys, y'all answer it if y'all think it's something different. I personally was like, yo, you know what? I kind of understand.
So if y'all break up, she got to put everything you ever bought her in a box and leave it here.
Nah, I just like, do I got to throw out my wine cabinet?
Yeah, because your ex bought that. Your new bitch was like, "Oh, this is so fire. Where you get this from?" My ex girlfriend got it for me.
It's your wine cabinet now. It's yours.
It belongs to you. Yes. It's a gift. You don't give back.
It's not a conditional gift. It's not like an engagement ring. That's conditional.
She may feel that way.
That's crazy.
Like, nigga, we break up. This is coming with me.
You want to know something crazy? It was one day. One day I had this sweater in my closet. Drew almost picked it up. I said, "Nah, I don't wear that. That's my ex nigga sweater. But it's fire though, so it's gonna stay there." He's like, and he got another sweater. I'll do that. I'm not gonna let you wear my old nigga sweater that I stole, but it's been my sweater for 8 years. It's my fucking sweater.
That's different than something that was yours.
Nah, that sweater fire. I'm never giving that sweater up.
Yeah, that's a little that might be. I think that's going a little too far, in my opinion.
Transparency. It would have been worse if I ain't say shit and let that nigga wear the sweater.
There is a conversation that I want to have here before we leave. It will not be a part of this podcast. Instead of splitting up the episode, I'm going to leave the episode the way it is right now. But I want to have this conversation for Patreon.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to end the show here. Like I said, we don't have the whole cap and no cap. I still have a whole bunch of other things, but we're going on 2 hours. But I have a feeling the conversation that we're about to have may be triggering. And I don't want to. It's just too much. Yeah. It's too much. I want to say thank you all for entering a new season of So Shameless with us. I want to say thank you guys, everybody that's here from Dodge, Traum, Melly, Toro, the Discord, everybody that's still here with us, that came back, that are believe in the brand. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with y'all for that. We will return soon. I'm not sure if we'll be back next week. I'm not sure. Get off my dick. Just leave me alone. Enjoy the goddamn content. So Shameless.
Yeah. That nigga be Christmas. Yeah. Hey. I'm shameless, so shameless. With my dogs on the block, it was dangerous. Take your girl out to eat and she's paying. I'm shameless, so shameless. I'ma go hit Tahoe up. Come bring the Tahoe truck, body bags on body bags. Come pick this garbage up. DJ mixing in the booth, he leave him traumatized up. I ain't got no time to waste. Let's get these commas up. I'm sitting in class, I can't even focus. Looking at teach, hoping that she don't notice. Titty sit right, got ass be poking. I'm sitting in the front cause I gotta be the closest. I'm just waiting for the bell, let everybody leave. I passed with an A, but left her with a D. I'm shameless, so shameless.